Good day, how y'all doing? Hope y'all had a beautiful week. Uh, Ran into work to knock out some tasks. Uh, my week in a nutshell, pretty successful, took on quite a few tasks. Successful in most of them, and not so successful in one in particular. Decided that I'm going to tint my car. Hey, tinting easy enough. Had the appropriate tools, got the tint, and went at it. But along the line, got to realize that hey, even though you do have some of the tools, for the job, it takes a certain amount of expertise, patience, to knock out, some of those tasks. And it was definitely, foolhardy of me to forget about that process of expertise, the amount of time it takes you to be an expert in a craft or to even be proficient in a craft. So pretty much got the tint on the window, started to do the whole squeegee thing, and then there was a bubble. Bubbles are easy to come out, you just rub it out, it kind of comes out. So I was about a good 95% success rate. And then I went after that bubble, and that's where it all went south. That bubble turned into just a massive catastrophe and just kind of wrecked the tent. But we do that so often, we assume ourselves, just hey, we have the right amount of tools to do a particular thing, and we disregard the process of mastery. We disregard the process of actually knowing how to do a thing. Hey, everybody's having kids, I could have a kid and be a good parent too. Absolutely not. Hey, everybody's getting married, I just go and get me a wife, go get me a husband, and then I'll be an expert husband or wife. Absolutely not. That's definitely not how these things work. There's a certain process of mastery that actually goes into these things, a certain counsel, certain education that you should take to become proficient at being a good wife or a good husband, because most people do it in other things. For you to be a CEO, an executive in any kind of particular company, they train you, they send you to school to be an NCO, BOLIC, BLC, ALC, SLC. They send you to school to be an expert. Shot, you do BRM. They send you to the ranges. So there's a process of mastery that applies to any particular thing, a process for proficiency. And when we skip that process, when we do come to the first obstacle, most of us tend to bail. Most of us tend to panic. I saw that bubble. I went into panic mode, try to get that bubble out of there, and then end up ruining the entire tint versus somebody efficient in that task. Somebody has been in that situation. Somebody that has a skill is like, okay, I can do X, Y, Z, and then this bubble would pretty much go away. You know what I'm saying? And definitely not destroy the whole project or abandon that project together. And we see that in life. If we just jump into any situation without any particular knowledge, without any particular skill or mastery, the first bend in the road, we start to panic. That first wind, the gust of wind start to blow, that first turmoil, and we kind of panic. We need to study. You definitely need to study. I've found that out, through experience and through the hard way. To be a good dad, you have to kind of study. You have to see those examples. It is not just trial and error. Being a parent is not a trial and error thing. Being a good husband or being a good wife is not a trial and error thing. There is a process that you would have to go through. There is a studying process, whether that be biblical study, whether that be study through counsel, good friends, whether it be you just picking up a book or a magazine. Don't disrespect the process and just think that we are going to master these important positions in our life, just as I disregarded that tinting process. So we may have the right tools. Hey, you could just pick up any particular thing and try to do it. But I have found out, through experience, sometimes having the right tool is not always, 100%. We have to respect that process of mastery and make sure that we pay attention to that as well. That is my 2 cents. That's my experience. What is yours?